the Killing Stone. I am super duper duper excited because I think it's going to be awesome. There are so many good creatures, and I'm having so much fun with it. Right, getting to do the kind of minutiae of early modern magical legal contracts. Except that it's also a deck builder roguelike is very, very, very fun, and I thoroughly am enjoying my time with it. So we're gonna do more of it, and we're gonna do more things, more history of magic, and more other stuff, and all sorts of things. And yeah, let's hop on in. I I also need to start. I criticized the wallpaper last time, and I do need to at least some extent retract my accusation that they might be Swedish. They might be Norwegian, which is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and therefore we're fine. And then we'd be totally fine. So, if you missed yesterday's stream, this is our problem. Yeah, all of this is our problem. This is set in Arctic Island that may or may not be nearby Greenland. That has been colonized by the Kingdom of Denmark. It is in the 17th century. You play as the Maven. The Maven is of Sami heritage, but was somehow made their way into Germany as a young child, where they were picked up by a certain Marikens Fangord, a printer turned lawyer turned witch, who taught us some part of her art. Anyway, she's dead. Right, she got exiled for being a witch. And this is her family home. In an extremely miserable looking spot out here. But yeah, she's like super duper dead. Like, look at how dead she is. No, just Deutschland. They do just say Deutschland. And yeah, so as part of her will, she mailed you a box and a ring. In that box was a lantern. In the lantern was Satan's eye. Or, well, a Satan's eye. And so we grabbed it, and then we immediately started playing legalese card games with the devil. And then came up here and found out that she, again, extremely normal behavior to do, pawned off her entire family's souls to the devil for reasons. And we are...
Ah, thou hast the look of a death's head.
We're trying to figure something out about that. Look at how terrible she is. Look at her.
Woe discovered.
Look at how terrible she is.
By hypothesis, let us assume I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So they're actually Danish. And she was exiled in Denmark. But she was a printer in Germany, which to some extent suggests Nuremberg, or because Nuremberg is one of the larger print centers in the turn of the 1600s. But they were not very specific right now, and frankly it could be quite a few, and pretty much any of the main imperial cities would be extremely. Was there Marokkansfang, or was there something rotten in the state of Denmark? The other thing rotten in the state of Denmark is, of course, literally infinity witch trials. The Kingdom of Denmark had territory in Holstein. Yes, but they specifically say Deutschlanders. They call them Deutschlanders. So, what I would instead look to, right, if we're not looking at one of these southern imperial cities, I'd actually be looking at Hamburg as the most likely candidate. Because the other thing, right, the other, I guess, looking back in time a little bit, potential big threat that's connecting Germany and Scandinavia is the Hanse League, or the Hanseatic League, which is a semi-privatized trade league that was immensely politically influential across late medieval Germany, Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Norway, Sweden, Finland. Denmark was not happy about this because they were kind of completely bypassing Denmark. They start as a network of trade guilds, and they quickly become something much more complicated than that. And there is no pithy way to sum up the Hanseatic League. Also, it's less that the Kingdom of Denmark had territory in Holstein, so much as the King of Denmark had territory in Holstein. Biggest city in Norway at the time was Bergen, yes. By the 1600s, Oslo is kind of getting bigger, but and if you went far enough back, instead of Bremen, it would be Trondheim, Nidaros. But right this second, Bergen. Anyway, priorities. And we did just get ads over in Twitch side of things, so give us a moment for those to tick on. In the meantime, we're going to prep Mr. Chops. Do it. Hello, Nullspeak. We're going up Pata. You have realized the big problem with our silly hats game? We need to... Okay. So, look, I didn't bring it up because we don't have time. We had no way or time to implement this. But, if we needed to... Right, instead of just needing to wear Chinese clothes, if we needed to present a diplomatic gift to the Emperor, I was going to suggest a cat as one of them, because the first documented cat in Japan is from the Heian period as a gift to the Emperor. So I was fully going to suggest this. But then we did not have any time to implement any more complexity. What was thou had me speak of? This werewolf, this seems to speak enough on its own behalf and not of one eye. Why must we honor this wager? Yes, first note. Familiars are not demons, though Darmel's magic have voiced us, so I'll answer thee now truthfully as I may. For true devils, secrets doth a form of coin deceive. This werewolf is prone to hoard. What the old miser oweth one eye, I know not. Little may be saved out of his ilk, yet. I know they crave souls for more than idle boasting right. Oft have I wondered o'er looking all the trials were like effigies, wherefore the spectacle? What mover moveth them withal? The animus of nature's sprites bound golem-like? Or... It is that correct. It is not poetry, but there is a letter describing it as a little void who wears a ribbon. Isn't Marken a Dutch name? You know it from the story of Marken non Nive, who makes back the devil? Correct. We got the Easter egg in one. Panda Hypatia. Well, well fished. Yeah, no worries. Mara can have affixed specific sins of her long and ambitious life to Malta, and I fear me the others as well, if I have not erred in my ciphering. Might such transgressions fall by part into this Wereguild's covetous domain? Aye. One I may outrank him, but my happer devil must needs allow lesser lords to settle up? You speak of rituals, trials, and now a court, yet even when I called it gambling, a game of souls. Aye, though I like it not, for them doth not the lawyering seem little more than a dry fig leaf, which does a more carnal thrill conceal? I warrant the surprise of thy world is singularly novel to their like. They flock to thee like drunkards to gutter sack. Time was, I know, once mistress felt eat with her mighty will somewhat o'erburdened with mortal vice. Pangs of want sensuous, earthly avarice withal, righteous wrath at her exile too, imagines the insult of it. I sometime wonder me if, when venerable Marican tempted these spirits to gamble with the Funkhetla aboard, did she wager some soul stuff, say belike unto Paracelsus and his Elementa of the self, and then perchance choose to lose? If so, I'd feature that pride went first into the pot. Should she seized as a win-win? Do they? So when we talk about her hailing originally from Holland, but her second husband, the missing patriarch, was a Dane. So that, okay, so that also, even though we met her in, right, we said Deutschland, it does technically open the door to Antwerp as a potential prince city that we could have ended up in. And given that Antwerp also has ties to the Hanseatic League, further gives potentials for how does a Sami kid end up in continental Europe. What was thou hast me speak of? Yes, I have, or mold quite how to speak of. Raven, I beg thee to act in this, more as the Svangard lawyer than their priest. My initial review of all this data does suggest that in fact she could not. They each must needs have struck with Marakin a bargain, whether they know it or no. Perchance a wager lost? Thou hast seen what grim sport the Funkhetla contest doth make of a beginner. I have for art of invention on her part, wherein likeness less temptation's apple, more the concealed worm within. The image of Malthe sleepwalking across the house flits across your mental stage. Some loophole? Could a dreaming soul sign for the waking client? Ere they could pawn their souls to her at all, I believe that by some new means, that former mistress must have perforce compelled hell and Hailfen to see her as. Well, Robin stops, stares into her lantern's eye. One of their own. What about Kuln? Another, right, absolutely is a city that is on the table. Right, like any of the Imperial cities, Kuln absolutely would be on the table. I would tend more towards northern Germany rather than the Rhineland as, like, my instinct, but without any, we've not run into anything yet that actually says where in Germany, and I don't know that it super matters. All of them have print houses. Antwerp and Nuremberg are bigger. Hamburg and Cologne are slightly smaller, but have, Cologne has the major religious connection, Hamburg has the major Hanseatic connection. So, there would be arguments that would justify all of the above. Also, people wandered around. Especially printers. Right? If we needed evidence of printers traveling to a bunch of different places in order to learn printing, well, Albrecht Dürer went all over the damn place. Right, what we probably could rule out is like Geneva or Bern. Yay, dude! Hey, I exercised so much restraint at not talking about my boy Albrecht Dürer at all last time. This sufficeth for now for the new. This suffice. Words. Reading. Hi. This sufficeth for the now oft. Gramercy, Cleverval. You deserve pets for that. That's not a good name for the crow. The crow's a witch. Val's a witch is familiar. It's a perfect name. She split the soul and told us none oft. Old, mad, and evil. Of the witch and against the witch, in my view, counts but one. Hath the naked vainglory oft. E'en she well knew the act for a god's prerogative. And soft. A child victim? Before to bite your thumb at scruples in principle, then drop stone dead as a full stop. Spite is unto Mistress Milk a delicacy. Yet sadly without each dimension of Marroquin's mind make measure, your vengeance were nigh least most. Black and fire I cannot angle it. Black milk makes a perplexed, burbling sound. Mr. Charles glances to Joseph Hardin briefly. Marroquin's thoughts on men's flaws seem here to have a late amendment. Now, having matched those magisters mind for mind and surpassed most, I find naught to pride upon, for all their learning how little they truly grasp. As basest sea life they watch bubbles rise and squabble o'er an above unnamed, which none shall e'er behold the belly up. All the flotsam of creation doth unto their vile abysm sink, each round the mystery doth circle once, and of truth fetches naught in his teeth but a new way to say what he hath always believed. In youth's vain fancy I thought myself their better, yet now I ask why. Beclouded in scum of our own issue, we yet swim all. Should a fish be thusly laurel-crowned when she doth make the briefest leap, and of the world above steals but a glimpse? Okay, Marroquin, you need to be, like, a little bit... Like... You need to be, like, ever so slightly more gracious to yourself. Just, like, 4%. Doctor, I mean, Mavenist, if 'tis more of queer scripture and lessons withal, I'm ready, me. I'll cry no plaintive thine incenses or thy belly-sick mists. Fain would I have my soul clean, or near as. Dude. This is a deck builder, we do need to build decks, but I see another thing to speak of. Whee! Hello. How you doing, Volum? How does it all fare, Maven? Malthe doth claim that in a dream a voice schooled him how to unlock that room. Yet... Volum looks away, his tone still crisp, but nearly brittle, then. I guess thou art. Mine impertinence I hope will offend thee not, but, Maven, from my late grandam I do know thou art schooled in theology. Yet, art thou come hither to do God's work? Caution here is vital, he could disrupt the rituals trivially. You and I may differ on doctrine, but in my way, yes, I serve God and try to act as his advocate in these matters. I provide a paid servicer, and no further cost to you mind. Heaven's law influences the ritual context, but my soul is not the one at risk. Interesting. Volin smiles very briefly. A boon. But then, thy coming. I am well pleased to have the eye of God among us. As Maven was her word, I feared me. Well, long have I wondered how truthful the accusations of Dornheim's witch-takers might have been. But the deceased accepted the devilish pact now appeareth plain. The lad, though? The Rinja. Well, that does reinforce our northern Germany connection. Sleepwalking is not for him a novelty, nor for I myself at his age. When I pressed Malthe on such nocturnal questing in days past, he waxed pallid, and the tongue of some alien nation spake what all. For Shelm, we thought, a rebelsome pantomime. As before God, his only remaining father. Have I failed him? With a small confession and an apologetic hand wave, he turns away. Aww. Aww. My Fulham tells me Malthe's soul is not yet with heaven squared, and never for his own crimes, but sins passed to him by that woman. Where's this in our Bible save the end? For the devils you have made of Malthe a Christ coerced. Sad granddad. So sad. Also, yeah. Speaking of printing, I feel like Maraken is a little bit too on the the apocalypse prince juice. Just a little bit. Right, was like, hell yeah, Apocalypse Prince. And it's like, no, hold up a sec. Alright, let's do this. I am going to stick with Mr. Chops. And the goal is that we will finish our dang jobs today. God damn it, I need 2 forges. I need to make sure I hit 2 forges, because I have to clear, I'm gonna get a cursed one. And then I can clear a cursed one. And then I need to make sure I hit a second one on this page, otherwise we're gonna get in trouble. So we're prioritizing... Well, there's a forge. Well, if we clear this one, we pick up one, and then we clear one. We might be okay. Was we get to the bargain table? Call. We already arrived, for here we are home. I badly want that. I really don't want that. And I, really don't want that. Duly noted. You believe in me, you believe in Mr. Chops. Well, one of you is well justified in your belief. Which is our slow reactions. There you are. Removes the first card of the pact. No! I actually don't have a way to clear that off of this. Oh, that's annoying. And I can't rearrange pacts. So... I got trolled! Well, I don't want that one. Or... Yeah, we'll do that. Do that one. That's alright, we've still got time. We've still got time. We just have to decide what we want here. Ungather. Gain things. Also gain that when it deploys. Or rather long, this is a compulsive inheritive unresolved gain health. When this dies, it attacks its host and all its reserves. Okay. Well, this is a cash cow. Unresolved, gain that. Money pit. Ungather eats that or dies. And Tithe, the enemy gets more things there. Or another invisible hand with counter premonition. I think I like this one. I think I like this one more. While Random Rung is bad and I want to get rid of it right away, I think we can make this work. Curse Breaker. Pact exchanges can now... don't I already have that? Wait, what? But that's so much better. Hang on. Yes, please. First... Huh. Flush my entire hand at the end of each turn. I had it last time as a or like 2 times ago as a temporary, I think. Maybe we'll do that. I don't mind cycling my hand faster. I've got good ways to increase stuff, so... And we'll do that one. I wonder if all these little creatures in the Demon Lord's deck count as their legions? Unclear, right? Valram was just musing on that as to how the heck these animate. Whether these are nature sprites like some golem, enabled? Or if there is other stuff happening. Still. Then we do... Since we have to wipe our things anyway... Right, we have to wipe stuff anyway, so we don't worry about that. We just send it. Man, that guy has tunnel. Aww. You make me sad. So we do that. And then... we do that. And then we do that. And then we actually do that. And we do that. Hurts it, explodes it. Boop. Oh. Can you possibly hit F8 to send in a save file? Absolutely. My revelations aren't showing up anywhere and they should be. Huh. I didn't even notice that. It should be submitted. What a strange and foolish decision that was. Oh, my hand limit has been reached. If I do that, that's lethal. Oh, because you do that, and then you kill. Your familiar searched the record. They uncovered evidence the obligation was already discharged in an earlier settlement. Yeah, no worries. Transcendent Pack Exchange. Let's get rid of one of our crappy ones here. Let's see what we've got, firstly. Hearts of Wax. Conqueror Worm. Bloodletter. Copy a target own reserve onto an open host with another open reserve. A shield or a Thought Eater. Well, I mean... sure. I want my worm. Give me a worm! There's a recovery, which gives us more. Well, my revelations are up here, so that's something. Now, don't give me a worm turn. What is this? What was any of that? Well... It is a mystery. Then we go... I guess we could go Immolator again. Well, then we go... Hang on, we go... I want to do that. I think it doesn't matter. I think the answer is it actually doesn't matter. But then we redeem that, and we stunted spawn plus this one. Thereby replacing it with a much stronger thing which would survive this. How dare you? This guy is the meanest. Man. Man, there's my worm. In this particular case, we shall do that. Hell's Heart. Deal 2 to anything. Okay. Oh, you have huge blast. Okay. That's fine. I currently have 4 things, so I'm tempted to do that. Again with this guy. Oh. Oh. You hit me. So mean. Premonition. I mean, we get a crazy cycle, I guess, this time, which is cool. And we'll Premonition again, because we have to discard our whole hand anyway, so we may as well just start cycling. And then we get to figure out how we want to do this. So... My Glorious Flask of Thought. This deals 1 guy when it dies, so that's not a big deal. That's my eyeball gains too, which I'm not actually that worried about. I might just drop an Immolator here. On the idea that... That'll be more things. And then I'll rally because it's my best option. Let's try this again. Ow. I mean, I'm in pretty good spaces overall. Oh, you do damage. Look at that. Cool. So you'll explode on that. You'll deal... How do you take 2? How and why do you take 2? I could just kill this for pretty cheap. I think I'll do that. I'll do that because this guy's about to die, which will explode. Explode. You jinxed it? Oh, the punch bucket. Right. I was like, what did you jinx? I was like, oh, the punch bucket. You did kill the punch bucket. That is fully your fault. Spark. We'll kill a retribution. We'll do that. And then we'll do that for the Still Forger for the extra oomph and the kill. I love my punch bucket. My punch bucket is it's such a fun guy. Genuinely one of my favorite cards in this entire game so far. Because what's not to love there? I want to screw one of your guys there. Then that one is the one I really don't want. I really don't care about this. 3 less maximum hearts is just not a big deal. You like the cute noises the Celestial Projection makes? Also very good. Hang on. Let me plan out my route. Okay, I have one more. Hear me out. I go here. I go here. I exchange out, regardless of what it is, I exchange out my other Cursed Pact. Then I get another boon. I get a Super Forge. Yeah, I get a Bane, but who cares? I get recovery, and I get a boss battle, and my bargain for the end. And this guarantees clears out my last curse. Unless if this Bane can somehow become a curse, then I become, like, in the best possible scenario. Demon opponents have lower things. Sure. I'll take that. I'll absolutely take that. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. And I'm gonna have so many revelations because I'm gonna take, like, no damage off of this minion. Unless if I really throw. Unless if I really throw. I'm gonna have, like, no trouble. Well, okay, there you go. Then we save. I don't need to aggression either of these guys, because why would I do that? These guys are supposed to die really fast. Cool. Okay. Man, I want both of these guys out. Man, that's sad. I really want both of these guys out. Because, well, this guy is... This would... Because this would just kill both of them. Right? That kills both of these guys, and I could put a bucket behind it to do bucket roll. Or I could do this, which will spawn a worm right away. This will spawn a worm right away, which means that this guy will attack this or this instead of me, which makes that fine. Makes that fine. Oh, he attacks. Depending on what he does. Annoying. Actually, that was really annoying of you. Actually, that was genuinely so mean. One, two. We'll do that. Then I will actually take that damage on purpose. We'll put the punch bucket in reserve. And we'll punch bucket. Alright. That's immolator trolls. Slow reactions, let's get rid of that. That's no good. We'll make this guy stronger. Can I rejecting standard this to make sure that you don't get your other turn? Is that good? Okay. I don't love that. I kinda don't love that just by virtue of now this guy's in the way. Never mind. Never mind, he's not in the way. And he gets the counter, so he kills that guy. And I'm gonna get the boost. We are cooking. We are absolutely cooking right now. Watch this. He got buffed, healed twice, he's at max HP, I'm at max HP, and we're dead. Now we're cutting that cost somewhere, which is clear. Am I? Am I? Okay, as much as this is a good thing, and I like both premonitions, I just don't care at this point. Court Spy slides when it attacks, another Flask of Thought, and then Ejection, or a Flask of Thought named the Saints, and Lymph of the Divine. Renunciation. Pyre. And Pyre. I guess we'll do that one. No, Arcanist, we have just cleared the last curse. Whether we have to do more steps, I don't know, but we have just cleared the last cursed object. First, let's get rid of that. That's fine by me. Gigaforge. Then we Gigaforge one of our guys. I'd love if we could make this good again. Sure. Add an Abjuring Force again to the thing. Random creature that costs one less. Add an Overreach card. I saved Malthe a little. Exactly. We've saved him a bit. And then we get a little itty bitty bane. And I have 30 revelations now. Sorry, 33. Yes, my sole purpose for this reprieve is to consume our time. You understand perfectly. Correct. You gain... Layoff and premonition again. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Actually, this is so fine. I mean, there's little... I should... do I have to discard anymore? Wait. Shit, I don't want to do that. We'll save. We'll save, because I don't... because I can burn that first thing next turn. No, I can't. I have to blow up one of these guys first. Drop an own creature's base. You can attack me from reserve. Fascinating. A fascinating position to be in. And yeah, we let that be. Exactly. No, absolutely. The devil is absolutely easy to deceive, and not at all a problem. Hey, look. Still isn't dead. So we lay off you. We now premonition you. Which gives me a new celestial projection. And I can pyre you. Which now explodes that. Anchor of Faith. I'll do that because I don't expect you to survive. I'll actually discard Hearts of Wax right now because reasons. Beautiful. You get killed. Absolutely fine. Then you get killed, and that's also absolutely fine. We lay off you. We premonition you. Conqueror Worm Plus. Beautiful. We add any cost there. We use a redeem. And we do this because that guarantees a kill. We're getting a guaranteed kill here. Which spawns a thing and gives us an arm. Our creature on the bottom line attacks immediately. Okay. Then we lay off the worm. We use our premonition, because we may as well. How do I want to do this? I think I Flask of Thought you there. I Immolator you there. Because that'll hurt me a little bit, but I do get the heal, so that's fine. It's true. We did try and rebuke Satan, and we did get laughed at for our troubles. And then I'll hit that. And then I'll hit this, so I have one for next turn. And I get a new card. Because one carries over, so we may as well. Ooh, he actually manages to kill. Good job. We lay off you. You just have tunnels 1, right? Oh, nope. Fine. Celestial Projection. Excellent. Flask of Thought. Again. We actually are going to... Because you're gonna bust through anyway, I don't need to care. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I was going to replace this guy with a buffed up one, and then I didn't. Yeah, I could undo, or I could commit to it. What if I committed to my bad decisions anyway, because they're, like, still gonna be fine? Premonition. I definitely didn't forget that, like, that was a button I could hit. No idea what you're talking about. None at all. Nope. Absolutely no clue. Hi, Christmas! Man, I need to do 1 damage to this guy. If I have a spark, I'm gonna win this. That's a rally. That's not at all the right button. Oh, I can discard another thing. Hang on. There it is. Easy peasy. And we'll get the punch bucket out for shenanigans. It doesn't matter, but, like, I want the punch bucket. You understand? And I can now remove 2 of these bids, which... Let's see. So if he puts... If he put all 3 into this, it will get discarded. Which would be annoying, but, like, not world-ending. I don't need to do that. I just can guarantee those bangs don't happen. There we go. Brave New Charcoal, you understand it. The punch bucket gives me serotonin, and therefore, is always worthwhile. Yay! Vital Grace's skin. We start every turn with at least 1 thing as an available benefit. No inheritance remains. This character's soul is safe. For now. Man. Oh, interesting. The, plot is not here anymore. I would thank thee again, Maven. I trust full well that thou canst save my soul from her. Yet, after this last and the king over fearful still again for many minutes. The ink from thy fine ring began river-like to run. Blotted the page. I like not the law of bedtime either, but... 'Tis thy turn to sleep at last. No. 'Tis all well truly, mine own even tide is twice past, and now must await the morrow. Faith was sleeping not putting to peril now. Let us from thee fend now off all thy night serpents, aye? Thou hast learned the sport of gods to gamble for souls. Yet, when we need to resolve ambiguity, a trial by ordeal is held, or combat if thou preferst. We call this game Funk Hetla. Now, wherefore would spirits indulge in such wanton trivia? First, banish thou all notion that such forces have been above or below us or beyond us raised. I grant thee, these shades might have once been pure in some long past virgin age. Some doth refer to time sotto voce, as if muttering o'er an inconstant lover yet begrudged. I posit that their contact with us hath made them so prone unto vice as to in effect become it. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems very fair. That the ontology of demons here seems to be based on the idea that not that they are themselves in some particularly substantive way. Yeah, raised on purpose, but that they are the vices which they appear, even if the cause was based on human contact rather than a reality of ourselves. Mortal art e'en thou may beneath thy mantle, wert thou able to stand in my position, thou wouldst order thyself to slumber forthwith. Nay, soft. Your gratitude doth beggar the word. Yet we need thee sharp, yes? Thou needst not bear this vigil alone. Alright, 3, 2, 1, honk shoe. Okay, fine. Ha! They are entirely shitlords. What do you mean? Something is nursing blood from your finger. The word familiar seems now a mockery. Each awaits their turn. You withdraw your finger ring instinctively, but the beast is sedate. Blissful. Gentle labial sounds continue briefly and then finally slow to a stop. Well, after your punctured digit leaves its mouth. Cool. Hi, Liam. Liam, how you doing, bud?
Ambition never sleeps, my fox. Yet is it really slumber thou cravest? Liest not. I shall know. The witching hour's nigh. Time soon doth shed its skin. Wilt thou?
No, I've been up since like 6 a.m. I absolutely want to just go to sleep. Valron.
Valravan is winged contradiction itself.
Exactly, Brave New Charcoal, you understand perfectly.
I raised him. Yet behind his eyes doth gleam the gloam of an elder thing than I. A jester born. Lo, how he heckles and boasts, and now to mock all offices in final farce, doth try on the crown. But by the knave's own errant hypothesis is he undone. A legion of noble worries doth
Oi.
besiege his mind.
American!
Alack for the poor feathered fool, a false crown doth weigh more on him than truth on a king. O'er him cast thine eye of pity, sure. But then, throw a shoe. When young Malthe was born, the family seemed fearful of my disapproval. Their naivety doth almost turn to charm. I orchestrated the birth, of course. His father's tribe now supplies us, as these decades later,
American, you suck.
our own kind here yet shun us.
You suck so
Whilst
much.
his mother was yet pregnant, I
Yeah.
imagined the child would go between all tribes in humility, be they exile or no, and thereby learn all tongues in parlance. A messenger born. Attentive innocence doth make one a better spy than the most hardened courtier. Mine agent would report upon Inuit, Dane, and Dutchman alike. Alas, he was born male.
You need to sound so, bad about it. With a restive twitch far on close to life again. Yet this thought does not follow the previous year recalled for you. Markin sounds feebler here. You're at the end.
Thee I warned once, against all entreaty of the flesh, to let the mind, e'en in youth's full bloom,
Yeah, no,
be thy
she's...
garden's singular fruit. Now cometh the why. By our correspondence, thou wert availed of my vasty curricula, secret centuries, solace bound into thy brief mortal span.
Uh-huh.
Yea, centuries I would spare thee, for with my soul alone, pledged and compacted, hell would not content. For all I asked of the devil,
By the way, she still does dynastic
would have
planning
no
despite
ransom.
this.
but the doom of mine own family.
This is
The
about...
span of 4 generations, end to end, hath been mine earthly sojourn. In all, 9 souls were promised. Mind thee, not all at a stroke. In Mariken did not rise at dawn and set out to a monster be. And nay, thine own soul doth not among them number. Thy price, e'en now, thou hast scarce begun to pay.
I fear that most of them have already been... I fear that... Hi.
Forward not such a dancing beauty, regal free. O stars, upon thy mortal likeness, cast low thy gaze, here to bear them witness.
Maven, what is't? A word. Unto mine own self am I, a sudden stranger.
Unexpected, by me lost most. Fear not, soon.
Is that Malthe in the rafters above? A rope coils behind him, tied around one great beam gallows fashion. His eyes are rolled back, trance-like. You lurch forward trying to cry out, but no speech comes. The drop will surely break his... Your helpless instinctive cry strangles in your throat, but the boy lives. Hanging by his ankle after all, and now swinging wide, below the burial vessel is here. Drawn up from the grotto, a sarcophagus-like figure serves as the lid. Reaching, stretching, Malthe pulls a piece of fruit from the open belly of the thing and pulls it to his lips. The mute, ink-slicked doubles of your familiars are suddenly below, and ahead they menace him. The rope keeps him just out of their reach. They withdraw at your approach. Steadying yourself, it occurs that this image is one you recall. Not just the inverted cruciform of the hanged man, but from legends of Wotan, who is said to have endured such a torturous position for days, straining and stretching to reach the well of wisdom beneath him. The young Svangord here acts as neither child nor man. What is he seeing? This feels forgone. He is in your position. You, or he is in his position. You are in yours. A witness. If Wergold had a claim, it has been dissolved. Something else speaks to the boy now. Malthe hangs serenely, eyes open but gazing past you, through you. Holding his pilfered russet plum, yet frozen in some eternal moment before consumption. You hold Malthe down. He comes to, but his tone of voice has subtly shifted. He looks down at the palm. Haven, I found it. I held thee more of my dream, and lo, the well I saw. I went to it. In the water's deep dark shone Grandam's face. I then, that remembered me the voice's pledge. Haven, tell not grandsire, pray. He doth make of his home a church, and will brook no paganry in't. To be confessed, I am unto ancient Woden after prayer. All sire is he, and by this mine own dream he wisdomed thus. He hath but one eye, and so betimes must play a trickster e'en unto himself. Well savvy was he unto the danger, yet leaving Malthe to slumber so like ere the slaughter were no salvation from't. He spoke of encharmed weapons like are any danger by. To unlock the hidden study, 'twas he who did each my fingers thusly guide. One hand reaches out, the fingers dancing along unseen catches. Malthe continues to squint at the piece of unlikely fruit here where none such grows, yet he is listening. Damn. Yeah, this is not great, actually. So, you know, the call on, One Eye being Harlequin because of Herna, or Herla, who is equivalented in Denmark to Wotan, therefore Odin. So Devil Odin, both visually and folklorically. Phenomenal chain of pulls off of that. And the reference here is to the poem Hávamál, wherein, Odin says that in order to learn secret knowledge, runar, he sacrificed himself to himself and hung from the tree Yggdrasil for 9 nights and days. This is often further associated with his sacrificing of his own eye to Mimisbrunner, the Well of Mimir, in order to gain foresight of the future. This is sort of seen as a chain of Odinic things of doing various extreme self-harms in the search of hidden knowledge. The Wotan asks you to do more. After this, the sleepwalking is a danger. No. Lo. 'Twas an eye, mine eye. Unto the will's waters gave it eye as befit a sacrifice of likeness to his own. Seeing the hero's act expended, no pain, faith. Oh, then anon, when up it floated low, 'twas as fruit of gold, a shine, yet with something hard inside. Hávamál, the cattle dye poem? Yes, the cattle dye poem. Hávamál is one of the longest poems written in Old Norse, at some 230 stanzas? And so it can be subdivided into several parts. One of those parts is a series of proverbs and advice. The stanzas that you're thinking of, Der fjerde Freunde der Selversama, is part of those proverbs. Right, cattle die, kinsmen die, even the self shall die. But I know one thing that shall never die, and that is the reputation of a good man. The final part of it is a list of spells. And in the prelude to the list of spells is the discussion of the sacrificing the self to the self. Right, what is that? Lord? He's speaking to, was it Lord Mimir? A character who appears nowhere else. Pod Mimir? I don't remember. But, yeah, and then he lists out 13 spells. You start explaining Hávamál and get a Red Bull ad. We'll go... Hang on. We'll do it proper. No, we'll just do it proper. Watch this. No, Velaspout.org. We'll just do it right, you know? We have the power. 164 stanzas. Welcome back from Adhel. We're doing it proper. Hávamál. You can just look it up. It's right there. So, stanza 146. Nope, we're already too far. Stanza 1. Here we go. Ved at had vindga meði á nætur alla níu, geiri undaður gefin ofni. Sjálfur mér, á þeim meði mangi ved fers af rotumren. Við hleyfi mig, ja, sældu nefið horningi. Næst ég niður, nam ég upp runar, æpandi nam fel ek aftur þaðan. Dumbuljóð njú nam ek, of innum freigies in I burforts bestli further, og ek drek of gat ins dira mjadar, eisen, odreri. Right, so he sacrificed on the Vinga Mavi, right, the wind, which is clearly Yggdrasil, hung for 9 nights and gave Odin from himself to himself. Right, the self to me, myself. Yes, this line literally is just me, myself, and I. On that tree, which, what Rupaneva runs, it runs all the way to the bottom of things. And then there, that Runar is both literally runes and also secret knowledge. And so he learns 9 songs, and then will proceed to elaborate what those songs will do. Not what the songs are, just what they do. Help. Medicine. Binding. Unbinding. Air rewards. Protection from harm. Firefighting. Knowledge, divination. Storm calming. Anti-witch. Right. Falcanek I tiunda of exe tunriver. Leke lofty au. En så vink a firevitla fara sina heimhama sina heimhuga. Right? So if there are malicious spirits that take the form of undead or animals, and then are jumping up and down on your houses and breaking your roofs, that you can banish them. By the way, notice he did say 9 songs, and he's now on number 11. Halvamel's a little bit corrupted as a story, like, as a poem. There's clearly significant chunks. Right, it's modular, so chunks are clearly been slotted in and out a few different times, and they kind of just kept adding over time. Not like the one Demon Cow story. The Demon Cow story is just a demon cow. That's just a demon cow. It has nothing to do with a tuner either. And then, yeah, protection. And then resurrecting the dead. Protection. Divination and kind of all-knowingness. Power. Erotic binding magic. Lord Fafnir. There it is. And then, yeah, the second one of binding magic. And then, Ljova fessa munsu Lord Fafnir länge vanervera. Tosia vergåv efter getur, niet efter du nämmer, surf efter figure. By the way, I've just enumerated 17 spells that would be really great for you to have, and I'm not telling them to you. And then here's an 18th one. And then the poem ends. And right, there's hints. The only one that gives a hint of real practice is this one line. Svau ek rist och irunum fauk. So I carve and color for the runes. Also, gengur gummi og mælar við mig. But he literally goes to wakefulness or to consciousness and speaks with me. Right, forth he fares. Gengur gummi goes to living. So yeah, no, it's literally, I am so cool, I know all these spells. Fine, then keep your secrets. Yeah, it absolutely... Lots of Reconstructionists, Neopagans and stuff thinks that coloring or writing the runes involves blood from blots. Like, there's a chance there's a chance that there's a there's a trade of life for life, and therefore there's an animal sacrifice component to that. I think it's much more likely that it's ochre. You know, coloring the runes in red, like what you see on literally 1,000 runestones. Like, I think it's way more likely that this is literally just an incantation, and the act of producing a runestone with the incantation is the thing that does the thing. And somewhere like, what, 55? Nope. I don't remember where Der Vierte Finder is. Is it earlier than that? Is it in the 30s? It's somewhere in this damn poem. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of lines in this poem. Look, I shall not do all of it because I'll not click through all of them in search of the right stanza. But yeah, so there's our list of poems. And that list of 9 or 18 is what the point of it is. Like, that is why he hangs himself for him, sacrifices himself to himself, is to get that magical knowledge. Now, does this also in some way contradict the claim in Völuspá that Freya, or, well, technically not Freya, usually agreed to be Freya, technically not Freya, Gudveg, Gudveg, who may or may not be Freya, teaches Savor to the gods? Yes, it does contradict that. Absolutely it contradicts that. Why are we pretending that the Poetic Edda represents a coherent body of cosmology? Like, come on, guys. Anyway. What is this? Let's get back to the game. What's going on with this something card inside? Runs out the memory of the oversized, unyielding center of the thing. Was no kin to this. Nay, I belike it were mostly seed. Like to take a bite was I, but ere then thou didst wake me. Malthe continues to squint at the piece of unlikely fruit here, which none such grows, yet he is listening. No, well, so to say, saith he. The tale began with a great feast. There, as was his son Thuner, by Etli sort of contest or wrestle, Etli turned out to be old age in the tale. Ere so must he test me, Ian, if he yet might well hurt us both. Grandam, or Etli, have at least one free hand to eat now drag Wotan by the beard. The old sire's not himself, or he's not all foe. We are scrunching a couple of stories. Interesting. So, notably, the story here being referenced is found in the Prose Edda, a poetry manual composed in the early 1200s by Snorri Sturluson, and nowhere else. Odin is notably not part of that story, but it is a story of Thor and Loki traveling to the Outrealm, Utgardr. There they run into a second Loki, Utgardr Loki, who challenges them and Thor's mortal retainer Thjalfi to a series of contests. And by contests I mean tricks and traps. So, and by tricks and traps I mean puns. So Loki boasts first that he can eat more than anyone else. And so he goes up against a Jotun named Logi. Loki. Come on, it's a pun. Logi also means fire. And so Loki eats everything on his platter that was given to him. The fire eats the platter. Therefore the fire wins. The Elvi then boasts that he can run faster than anyone. And goes up against a Jotun, who was absolutely blitzed him. And turns out that that Jotun is Hugr. Thought. So Thjalfi was literally fighting against the speed of thought itself, and then loses. And Thor says, alright, I can drink more than anyone. So he's like, hey, here's a drinking horn. And Thor drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks, and it only goes down by a little bit. He's like, no, I need to actually win something here. I can lift anything. And they're like, alright, there's the cat. And he reaches and reaches and reaches, and 1 foot of the cat leaves the ground, and the rest of it doesn't. So he's like, no, now I'm mad, I'm going to fight somebody. Well, here's my nursemaid. And they wrestle and wrestle and wrestle, and Thor is forced to 1 knee. And he's about to pull out Mjolnir, when Ugar the Loki steps in and is like, okay. Enough games. You've made your point. Let's be chill. The next morning, after they have safely left, Ugar the Loki comes to them and goes, so, I need to tell y'all something. So, Jesus Christ, never come back here, because, yeah, that was fire, and you put up a good show. And that was my thought, and you put up a good show. And, the horn was connected to the oceans that surround the world, and you significantly lowered the amount of water in the universe. And the cat was Midgard's armor. And you nearly lifted its tail off the ground, even though it surrounds literally everything. And the nursemaid was Etli, old age. Nothing survives old age, and you fought her to a stalemate. Good God, if I knew you were that scary, you never would have made it to my house. Please never come back here, goodbye. Thor is not pleased about this, goes to smite him, and the entire district has disappeared. Just poof. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I'm loving this manipulation. I'm actually super rude of Thor. Look, Thor has anger management problems. The reason why Thjalfi is traveling with Thor is just told earlier in the story, where early on, he takes his 2 goats, Tangrisar and Tangnjoster, and he and Loki stop by a mortal's farmstead. And he says, alright, I am going to feed everyone, but do not touch the bones. And so he kills his goats, who are pulling his chariot, and uses them to feed everyone, and then sets the bones by the fire overnight. For some reason, Thjalfi is still hungry, and so breaks open one of the leg bones in order to eat the marrow. And the next morning, Thor comes in and waves Mjolnir over them and resurrects the 2 goats. And one of them is lame because it has a broken leg. His response to this is that he is going to kill everyone in the farmstead. This is not a proportionate response to a goat. I don't care how attached you are to the goat. Killing the entire farmstead is not it. And the pleading and begging for their lives say that, what if we gave Thjalfi and his sister Röskva to you to be your slaves for eternity? Thor accepts this deal as an improvement. Thor is not a good person. Odin is a worse person. All these gods are bad. Like, Freyr, Freya, Loki, Thor, Odin. Even in the Old Norse sources, in the generous reads of them, they are bad people. Heimdallr's okay. Heimdallr's okay. They kind of did Heimdallr dirty in God of War. Also Baldur. That's why he dies. Mayhap that I was with the notion roused that our weapon was yet well hid, for was proclaimed, but I could not by testing cold thunder in my hand, ne'er would I thuner belike. The storm god of his puissance boasted, he begged for an ordeal. Tested, as unto the ancients married, 'twas that pride drew Ethlie out. She looked like thrice grand, I'm sure, to say, American. What do you mean, What do you mean Mjolnir is hidden here? Hi, devs. Hi, devs, I need to ask a question. What do you mean Mjolnir is hidden in here? That's not... He thinks very deliberately. Looking from the study to the dark hallway ahead where the unholy doubles of your familiars retreated. Soft. My grandam holds some greater charms in some darkling place hid by. Where to seize him is to dare a test. Past any here too quiet of us? Peace. Let rest thy dreams for a spell I must needs investigate. Hide if thou canst. Consciously you feed your lantern. The well, Maven. In my dream, thrice Grandam called to me from the well. Malthe tosses you the plum as if you subjected to some mysterious test yourself. After a last look down the hall towards the grotto, he lopes off into the dark to hide. Some of the black, ichor-like material which the familiar seems to secrete describes a dripping, intermittent trail down the stair ahead. You descend to the grotto, scarcely feeling your own footfalls. Like Malthe, you are expected. You descend the stone stairs. The plum. Is it writhing in your hand? What might be? Seeds begin all a-glisten to crawl from the bite cavity in droves, each as if a maggot-headed ant strive to follow family. You gasp and drop the entire article. It rolls away into the dark. Then your finger ring begins to ache. Your bandage soaks where blood should seep forth, and it is instead that blue-black fossil ink. It coats your hand, looping the lantern on your wrist. You attempt to wipe the fluid away. The digits opposite take on the same unholy scheme. No. Mjolnir. You know, the striker. Thor's hammer. The thing that Malthe is not so subtly saying is the weapon. The only weapon of note that Thuner is associated with. Wash hands. Fair enough. Definitely shifting into metaphor. Yes, certainly is not how the real Thor earned his hammer, because that's a known story. But a weapon hid that must by test be equated with the god of thunder is like, hi, there's a limited number. Luckily we're Sami, and that means we have a different sets of gods. If we at least went like for instance, Ukko? Yeah, it is Ukko, because Ukko Vasara. Ukko's hammer. Finish. Well, alright, let's wash. That's a lot of blood. Ukko is a sky deity, but he does have a hammer. Hi! Hi, how you doing? Skulk straw? You draw out of the basin at once. Some of your blood may be diluted by the fluid spatters across American's contract. No eldritch ink appears to taint it now. What? Balrog, as well seems now himself, staring at the inexplicable figure. Thy patron doth claim the soul of Marican? Of whom art thou herald? That's a sculptural. Maven, 'twould seem thy blood has hither drawn this thing, and yet hath new terms reveal it. Marican's pact be more complex than e'er I believed. A second unknown beneficiary or plaintiff, hath she? One who must needs wait until the vigil period endeth? He struggles. Rereads. As seen in the boy's case, onto her surrogate the sins of Marican have perforce been inherited. Yet there are other holdings here, neither the elemental of soul nor sundry goods but knowledge. If I are not, we are subject to noble delay and may begin negotiations now. Of what is meant to be thy fee, shall we now choose to pursue a claim ere thy full service is rendered? We may have said spoils be availed immediate. A failure's risk, I am no oracle. This, or straight to Malthe? The choice is thine. This, the ritual offered by this mysterious herald, judges Marican's soul using her pacts. If you succeed, special pacts and boons will be granted to your current deck and unlocked thereafter. Okay, so there's several spaces that this could operate in. Right? So, a Skogsrå, right, is a Swedish forest demon, or, right, kind of sort of Skyrim, like, sprites in Skyrim, right? These sometimes malicious, female-coded forest spirits. One could also call this person, Spriggans. Thank you. Right. One could also look at this and say, actually, this is made by craft, not nature. And this would instead be a träkona, a tree woman. Trämen? Yes. I believe so. Right. So, right, there are no attested träkonor in the sagas. But there are three men, three people. One of whom is used as an assassin. And yeah. So these are basically, right, I mean, the game likened them to you mentioned golems earlier. Well, that is from a very specific Central European Jewish tradition. Well, Jewish tradition broadly, but most famously Central European Jewish. You, might instead say, hi, Trap. This is this sort of animated construct sent for a specific purpose. And, I'm worried. Hello, Miss PH. Why not? Why not? This seems... I have heard that these are way more challenging. I've heard that these are way more challenging, but... How now, sudden shaded, or mistress fashioned this thy frame of timber eld? Hast terms? Or is thy suit against our grand dame as empty as thou art? Proffer thy contract or begone. Well, art mute, harbinger, or like unto the cuckoo clock wilt thou unroll thy tongue and produce thine own smaller herald? Speak, O dire ellipsis. Oh. I see. This is brutal. Holy shit. I have a different... I see. Could you not? Could you not caress the squidgy ink eyeball? Man, I don't really want to pull this out here already, but, you know, that's fine. That's fine. Their baby, though. You have sneak. That's so rude. There's no point in me deploying that. So let me instead just cycle a guy to be ready for next. The music is suspiciously serene. I agree. God damn it. I need to do you first. I'll do that even. Where's our buckets? We have a new deck. We have a deck I haven't seen before. We may not have so many bucket heads. Yeah, there seems to be American Soul, or the Malthe standing in as proxy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a bucket and a head, but I'm afraid the bucket brigade does not seem as lively. God, awful. Awful. Well. Going. Is that enough? Yeah, it is. I take that win. Also, without the bucket brigade, we can't cheese the revelations quite so easily. Let me check my deck. I don't remember how I check my deck. It's not escape, right? No. Tab? Tab. Celestial Protection redeems Spark. Celestial Protection redeems Spark. Celestial Protection redeems Spark. Yeah, we have no gold. Yeah, we have no heals right now. And yes, that does say Mark and Svangard. We'll try and pact exchange out some problems. Because, yeah. Cool. That's fine. I mean, I might as well burn these because I need to clear my hand. Hello, Nemo. We are talking about 17th century magic and legal contracts. We'll invoke that, because that's fine. And there we go. Frog eggs vibes? Looks like how you thought Yu-Gi-Oh! Would... You're so right. You're so right. I mean, I guess I'll do that. And then you can go into there for fun. And then, yeah. It's not good. But I didn't have a better play. Why are they, you ask a great question. See, these are the sorts of questions I wish I could tell you, answer, but I can't. And so... I can... I can do that. It actually works really well. Ow. And since you didn't die, you're still stuck. This is awesome. Ally creatures in the reserve gain oomph, but it doesn't matter because I'll be able to roll it. And funnier part. Host has... Huh. I can do that. And then end turn and I'm done. We're still not doing well, but we're at least alive, and that's something. So please tell me I can get a... No, those are fonts of inspirations. Those aren't as helpful. Those are not helpful. Anointed knives and another spark. I kind of don't love these very much. I don't know that I need... I guess I'll do a second one because... that way I can buy armor. Right, I can get armor, which is something. If this goes in the Lilith direction, I don't think it will. Remember, there are devs around, so let's be a little cautious here. Doubles the... We'll do that one. And then I get a Cursed Pact for sadness. Well, maybe not that sadness, actually, if the things are damp here. Foresight, which is dodge token. That's quite good, actually. Oh yeah, absolutely. 16th century magical orbit for speaking about packs? Absolutely. National legend about a Polish equivalent to Faust. This one nobleman who sold his soul for 10 years of magical knowledge. Fantastic. No, I liked both of those. Maybe I don't need this one. Revelations or minion battle. I think I do. Ooh, this is not easy. This is not easy. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. Because I don't trust the elite battle, even if I get a transcendent boon. I'm worried I'm just gonna get nickel and dimed a bit, especially with overreach. Especially with overreach. So I did Yu-Gi-Oh! Flashbacks, right? Oh, that's not good. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this, which will give me an armor, which is really important. And it gets us close, right to one. I need and hit everybody. That sucks. That's fine. That's also so fine. Enemy resolved itself for, like, just feeding. Great. Makes me feel real good. And then we spark you, because, like, apparently that's... Oh, interesting. So the... Does it only give armor when it plays a creature in reserve? Flask of Thought, my guy. Oh, my beloved man. My beloved cup. My beloved cup. My guy, my buddy. What am I getting? Removes third card of the pact, which would let me clear slow reactions. That's the best one. I don't love either of those two. I don't love Tunnel. Right, Tunnel is situationally, I think, really, really good, but also often really quite bad. You know? In this particular case, we're just going to buff this guy up as much as we can. And then hope that we can get our thing out. Really? Wow. 3 thralls. That's so rude. That's so rude. Why does this kill? Oh, right, because you can attack anyway. Yeah. There's no real point in me redeeming. Well, no, there's no point in me not redeeming. I just don't spend. Then you deploy, which is not awesome. Ugh, Immolator. Immolator rolls me. I do that, does that kill? That does kill. Nice. What do I want to do here? I think I want to just win. I think I absolutely want to just win. If you drag 4 tunnel around 3... Oh no! Yeah, I suppose... That's... Yep. I have only 10 revelations, which is not awesome. But we at least have... Cognitive horrors. Good. We like reserve. We like reserve. Kind of. There's at least something to say in favor of reserve. Did this guy gain health, actually? Man. You swing for 3? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. Fine. Fine, I didn't want anything good to happen anyway. I just need to block this guy. Like, I really... Aww. Man. That's terrifying. On resolve. Cycles... It's cycled two of my really good characters. That's so sad, though. I was worried that would happen. I was worried that would happen. Oh, good Christ. I'm gonna get smoked in this one. I'm gonna get smoked. And there's not a lot I can do about that. The problem is Shadow Relic doesn't actually attack the part that I need it to. Right? I need things that'll take out the front line. And I don't have enough oomph there to, so that you can take out... And I can evoke this one for fun. I can do this, which at least pulls my guy back into the front, which at least will... Like, yes, he's gonna get evaporated, but... It's something. What solution do I actually substantively have here? Because this guy just is now so scary. The problem is this guy is so freaking scary. And since I'm not getting rid of these guys. I guess we'll do that, and then to hope it doesn't get pulled into reserve again. I don't know. Like, cause now you die. Or, sorry, you die. I don't have any insta-kills. Yeah, I just get rolled. There's no... There's no universe where I win this. Oh, hang on. Hang on, we're so back. Hang on, we're so back. Hang on, we're like so back. Nice. Ate his own thought eater. Ate his own thought eater. I'm still in a bad way. For the record, I'm still in a bad way. If I had a shatter... If I had a shatter... I can kill this, which will kill that. And this is that's the best one I can play right now, so... Hopefully you play something behind that. Oh, I played stuff in front of it. Tragic. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. We'll do that because I wanted to swap it. Because I can now spark you. Celestial projection. Redeem. Look, it's brutal, but... he's gonna troll me from there. Trolls me from the back row. So sad. We're alive. We're not alive by much, but we are alive. I really wish I could get this guy. Man. I mean, I can keep this guy alive. That's not the problem. But I really, really, really wish that I could get this guy clean so that I could smoke this one. Like, if I could do one more damage to this thing... Oh, he's with his shield, it would be hard to do that anyway. Never mind. That takes some of the, chagrin off of us. Now, we could still get easily trolled. We can still very easily get absolutely smoked by them dropping one guy right... Oh, cool. Yeah, the problem is I needed... This is the situation I need. We did it, chat. 1 HP in the dream. This does not guarantee, by the way, that we're going to survive the rest of the ritual, but we did clear one thing. There's a lot more to... This was page 1 of 2. This is only page 1 of 2. But we survived that battle. Yeah. We survived that. There's no heals. There's a heal there or there. But there is guaranteed 1, 2, 3 battles before any heal. I've got a bucket. I haven't pulled the bucket yet. I literally have not yet pulled the bucket, but you know, I have a bucket. So, ow. What ritual? Oh, okay. So, to explain what's going on here, Miss PH, so for everyone else who really doesn't actually understand what's going on here, is that what all of this deck battling is a ritualized court case for the sake of, saving and or potentially damning people's souls. So, all of this is us actually arguing the minutiae of, contract law in order to judge whether, someone's soul should be saved or damned. Because our dear beloved mentor American may have promised her soul to that of her entire family. To the devil. For the sake of sorcerer's power. Right? Look. That was not... The herald can normally only be coaxed into ritual ones. Complete the contract for Malthe's soul to unlock further optional rituals. Look, yeah, no, that was brutal. I will accept the deceit. What culture is this? Early modern European? Don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me. So we are in, the island of Fanghetla, which is a, fictional island that may or may not be, Greenland. So, colonized by Danes somewhere in the Arctic. The family here is mostly Danish. Marken was originally Dutch. Nika, one of the NPCs, is Inuk. We are Sami. Where do all the candles come from? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Everything is completely and totally fine, and I am not leaving, and I'm definitely not running away. I don't know what you're talking about. This is not me running away. This is me strategically deciding that this is all a bad dream, and I can finish the ritual in the morning. Chad is not letting me go back to sleep. Chad, I think... I'm starting to think this isn't a dream. I can't just go back to bed and, like, let this all blow over. This isn't Seance at Blake Manor, you can't dream your problem away. Okay, did dreaming really help our problem in Seance of Blake Manor? I seem to distinctly recall it making the problem worse. Malthe has found his way into this room. What does he see? If he has noticed one eye, he makes little indication of it. You can tell, however, that he senses the devil is among you. The eye of your lantern seems to swell and brighten as if filled with new vitreous fluid from some unknowable vein. Might it recognize its original host? Maven... I see it now. 'Tis not but me, but thee, who most like unto old Wotan be. Nay, faith, wise like unto old Wotan thou art. Unto the end in dark reserve our sleeves the Allsire, one last trick. Curiously, you see one eye flinch slightly and assess the child as if noticing him anew. Which part, you wonder? For his, Malthe seems to blink, almost return the smug mask's cryptic regard, then loses it, his eyes returning to you. Lo, how far thou art in but 2 nights come! How much more thou hast ta'en back! In a treble knot will thou tie any old snake and sleep this night to his roaring wall? The boy's words speak courage. His eyes, terror. In a well-meaning, if slightly absurd gesture, he squeezes your arm hard as if measuring your muscles, and stands back until you initiate the final ritual in his trial. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Valron. Aw. What do you mean I can't pet? What do you mean I can't pet you right now? I need pets. I need supportive pets. Rude. The devil inclines his head towards your client. Behind him, life-size effigies of the family look on with a final stoic regard of old growth trees, awaiting the approach of a forest fire. For all that, you see no flames. A pungent, sedimentary odor fills the chamber. Yeah, the contract is long. It's, not good. One eye appears to clean the nails of his gloved hand while Valravn acts as the contest's erstwhile barker. Vigil hath seen itself out, and with young Malthe hours of grace editorial, all the contract's grey ambiguities hath resolved been save one. Whilst Mannequin may be dead, her spiritual surrogate yet doth live. Who ere his death should govern the conduct of this mortal's will? One final trial must decide.
Aye, let now the stakes be named. Should I win, that Elden pit unsoundable shall for its spoil claim a mortal wane.
That's
with his living
our mentor did exactly that, and it got us into this mess.
Awful majesty give witness. Thus initiated, upon this thine earth again will hell's reborn son run wild.
Well, so, yes, except it's also preventing the literal early modern conceptions of the Antichrist? This is fine. This is fine.
And thou must needs let him go, or suffer the especial agon of the unwelcome damned, which by torment's patient tailors is measured to match. Now, shouldst thou win, thy client doth regain rights of living conduct, be it wakeful or slumbersome. Will thy client renounce all connexion unto dead Marrigan, and reclaim his soul? Will he shed his name belike unto a serpent's skin, and along with it, the dread covenant entire? Aye. Thus endeth he, more free than I or thee. Oh, Malthe, now a happy bastard be.
That's very fun. The study falls away. As you sink, the earth's most vile odors rise. The pit beckons. Okay. Welcome to Gehenna, I guess. This is fine. For what it's worth, we deliberately tried to avoid making a straight bid for Antichrist-like concerns. Back in Bioshock 2, a smart designer said that villainous plans can be so big I don't care. I adore that. Actually, that's really fun. And Bioshock 2, great cut. We don't get... we don't get enough Bioshock 2 love. You know? No, I need to kill this one. I need to stop this from happening. That's not good. Okay. Well, minion battle, I guess. But still, any, Malthe being exposed to hell and then running around this earth as in the devil's employ is bad. So, let's not let that happen. Just like on principle, let's maybe just not let that happen. Perfect. Now, God, wait, you have double. Oh, you have... okay. That guy's scary. Holy shit, that guy's scary. Okay. Okay. How do I want to do this? I can do that. I could do that. Is that what I want to do, though? You do have tunnel. So, I do want to just take that damage and accept my fate and go from there. You have tunnel too, I assume. Yep. Ow. Now is when we get this up. To, I guess... cause you kill you, you deal 2. And that's fine. Well, okay, we reduced the damage it took by 1, and that's something. Hey, stop giggling. Laser beams. Ha! Intrusive thought. Intrusive thought. Allied creatures in reserve gain 1 attack. Uh-huh. Or... yeah, wait, that's... okay, I like that one a lot. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that. And then I'll do the Greater Boon. Dream Collector! Allied creatures can have additional reserves. That's an easy choice. Another exchange. Celestial Projection. What we've got? Fail Projection. Endless Host. Endless Host and Names of the Saints. I think it's okay. I think this is better than these, so we'll do that. Then... Bane but a Forge. In a recovery... yeah, we'll do a Bane but a Forge. Bane but a Forge is fine with me. Interesting. The creatures have -1 attack for each copy of themselves in play. I don't duplicate very often. So that's not actually an issue. Tunnels 2. Something that normally costs... aw. Oh, I can't double up on that. Oh no, this is an invocation. I don't have any invocations that cost that relevant amount. So, that's not helpful. Where's the one that has the... where's my guy that has... no. No. Oh. Anointed Knife. Let's give one of... let's hope that this gives... oh, it gives all of them Tunnel 2. Great. The point there is that my anointed knife can just constantly be absolutely smoking people. Is my vision on that. That's my vision. Oh, and my, apparently my revelations are missing again. That seems like a bug that just sort of happens. You know? This doesn't have any, I don't have any other things in. Let me just discard you for right now. That's the worst kind of bug. The devil picks up Malthe's miniature likeness with a doleful sound of wood under torturous fatigue, far too vast for the pawn's dimension. Ends with a humble percussive clunk. The thing looks up at you, painted eyes conveying a gut-churning level of awareness. Malthe, your client, writhes in his chair, some dreadful sympathy thrumming in time between that little proxy and the boy's living flesh. An image of Malthe sleepwalking passes through the rafters, slams into your mind's eye on instinct. You try and take refuge from the brute fact of his pain. Did the devil's designs on the family in fact prefer them alive? Is a mad series of animal calls distract you and you glance up. One eye draws back from a surreptitious change of the trial game state, his posture non-committal, even blithe. The Valram continues to cry foul even as the fiend abandons the misdirection. Valravn grants on, giving the fiend a litany of white-hot numbers like Yahweh in his wrath, as if by this keening Valram will wish the fiend leprous from loin to jowl. If there are words among this ragged taxonomy of grievance, you hear them not. Eventually, he slows. Feathers flexing. Rapid little breaths heaving in his small white chest. You sense somehow the long-suffering bird needed this. One eye winks in offhand apologia. Maven, that vile thing doth hold the lion's share of Malthe's soul, the signing away of which he was by Marek and somehow coerce it. Shall we fail to scour from her will the rest of Malthe's cursed inheritance? Well, if this being can so toil on Malthe while he stands wakeful to resist, the sly sleepwalker and the thoughtful boy we know shall change places forever. When cometh the funeral feast, by this effigy shall she compel him to eat her sins perforce, and so must follow flesh. From behind his eyes, the son of hell will get at us all gaze back, baleful as the morning star. And so young yet, what misrule might it work upon the earth? What change did you... Malthe ever deploys to the battle line, he returns to your hand. So he's just gonna kind of troll me over and over and over, huh? That's fine. Like, it's not good, but it's fine. That could be far worse. Wait, why does that... Oh, because I lose blast when I do that. That's a good reason why. So there's an argument to be made here that I should blast my own guy, right? Don't think it's a good argument. But they'll simply observe it as a presence that one could do. Cool. That's a fun one. Yeah. I'll do that. Okay. Interesting attempt. Interesting attempt. And I'll drop that purely for the sake of having something to drop, you know? But if he can't block that a little bit more successfully than what he's done there, all I have to do is clear this guy. Like... Problem that is, I think, not easy, but also not hard. Right, because that would be 2. But I don't know that... I guess let me try something here. See if I can't pull a more useful power than that. I cannot. Not a problem. I want to undo that one. I want to do this. And then this. And then... We'll take it. Like, we'll just let it run. You know? And you will swing at me. A most unfortunate problem, but one that is very survivable. And I'll get 1 heal back. So... let me actually cycle a card, see if I can't pull a second one. I didn't pull a second one. This is so sad. I was hoping I could get my heals up and running, and from that, actually accomplish something. Alright, well, there we go. Bargaining round 2. Do I have enough? Frankly, I'll put everything in this. I will put everything into this one if I need to. Ooh. Ugh. That actually... That's... Right, here's our last bargain. Here's our last one, so... There's a forced elite battle. The question is... Right, I'm looking at these. This might be the best route. I've got a thought. I've got a thought. Right, I'm looking at this, and if one of these forges gives me a clear, then I'm good. I might get trolled. There are universes where I absolutely am going to get trolled by this. I don't... I mean, gets good, eventually. Inhuman Focus, Dark Blessing, Rally, Dampier Foresight, and slow reactions. Well, work is Scandinavian, so we can expect trolls to show up. Yeah. Cool. Wow. Ooh, wait, hang on. Wait, when you say this, you mean it's just they cost one less period. And this is again a random creature costs less to a minimum of 0. See, now that's the sort of thing that I love to see. This is... The problem is, I cannot afford to not do this. I cannot afford to not do this. Because I cannot afford to not get... if I get trolled, I'm doomed. You know? Echo. Subversion. Celestial Projection, Redeem Spark. Alter Call. Teamwork. Do I want? Do I want either of these? Echo is broken at the moment. That's a helpful thing to know, because I was seriously considering it. Do I really need my Nullware Spirits? I mean, they're fun. The fact that this guy has Blast is really fun. But I also haven't used them in like a single game. I haven't used them in a single thing, so I think swapping them out is a better play. Oh good, failed exorcism. That's fine, that's not a problem. That's totally not a problem. Hello, Wolfie. I've got a thought. This isn't a very good thought, but we'll try it anyway. Right, the hope here is that you kill... Aww, no! No, my punch bucket! That was cruel. That was cruel, even by its standards. You kill, awesome. Invoke that just for fun. Oop. Well, that's not good. On the bright side, he did throw. Right? We'll swap that in the hopes of getting something better. Do that. And then yeah. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Options. So many options. You go there, you get that. And then I can get the bucket back up. Because this guy has Blast. Which means that he... Oh no, he doesn't have Blast, he has Tunnel. I remember how that works. Oh, that's just lethal. Oh, Ben. Man. Okay. This is not going nearly as well. But that's okay. You have 0 oomph. I can't do anything about that, so we won't try. Alright, Brave Turtle. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate ya. There's the Immolator, and we get a Conqueror's Worm. Oh, can I swap you out? Perfect. Then I need to just do this invoke, even though it hurts, because I don't like you. We'll do that. Because I'll heal that back. Then you can do that. Gives me a random guy to just eat some damage. And who's up next? Failed projection I don't care about. But well, I can instead do this into this. That doesn't kill. Am I stupid? I didn't see it. It didn't kill until I was already way too late. That's right. I got 1 armor for my troubles. Okay. That's a must-do. Guess I'll do that. We'll do that for now. Not great, but it's at least it's something. Damn it. Fine. Fine. No, I can do better. I can do better. You counter for 3? Ugh. 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 Terrible. No good, very bad. You have tunnel, you have counter. I mean, I guess I'll do that into this. Grab this. This isn't going awesome. I'm going to be real. The fact that he has multiple of these is actually so scary literally all the time. So I guess we shall do this then. But we're finally not great, but we're alive. Oh, okay. It's not great, but we are alive. He has just a lot of health, right? That's the thing that makes this guy scary, is he's got a lot of health. And I don't know if I can do enough damage to bypass this problem entirely. Like, say, doing this. Seems a plan. That was the elite battle. No, that was just the minion battle. Now I have to go into the far scarier battle. Madden Bear's pelt. Ugh, man. I've been trying so hard to make sure that you don't get that. Did you know that? I have been trying so freaking hard to make sure that he didn't get that. You have blast, don't you? This kills just everything. That's not awesome. Not awesome. Oh god. That's so strong. I need to get my stack. Oh. No, not my... You know, my stack. Yeah, we're in full Heart of the Cards mode. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Cause you're only a 1-2 max, so it's not like it matters that much. See if I pull another one? No. You're gonna deal 2 damage to him. And then you're gonna deal 4 damage. Aye. Oh. That's the problem. I mean, I gotta swing for it. I gotta try. Like... It's the only option I have open to me. And then hope I get something with Tunnel. Or that can just blast through. That's fine too. Good enough. I heal 1 and I kill. I heal 1 and I kill, and that's good enough. Good enough. I only need 1 good, like, run here in order to make something happen. A random creature in the thing costs 1 less to a minimum of 0. Add another abjuring force. A random invocation costs less, but like I have none that are relevant for that. Cool. Random creature costs 1 less to a minimum of 0. Hear me out. Compounding Lasher. If I can get it out, it can be really good, and then I get my recovery. Fine. Fine, I got my recovery, it's not... Now, I definitely had enough things there. Nailed it. Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. I don't care about that, I don't care about that, I really like that, and I really, don't like that. Part of the cards. So hard, so cards. Now here's the actual question. Is 17 health enough? New tricks on the old serpent. Right? Bro. Bro, what is he doing there? The bright side is that this guy kills himself, so I don't care. So this guy is annoying. Let me try something. You don't kill yourself because I accidentally healed you. That's so awkward. Ooh. Alright. Fascinating. That one? And then I'm thinking I don't want to stunted spark this turn. Because, like, as long as you survive, you kill you, you kill you. So... I think I don't actually care that that gets stronger. Okay. So you kill these two, then that guy kills you. Right. Yup. No, I thought I was supposed to get another counter off that, actually. I thought I was supposed to get another counter off that, but that's fine. I guess. Yes, that's fine. I'm not mad. I'm a little bit mad. Let me swap something here. Okay, that's not... also not good. But... if I were to say do that... will that be a... no. If I do it the other way, will that be enough? Also no. It is better though. This is the better option. Okay, rude. 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 Awesome. Full aggression, you. Because you have tunnel, so you have tunnel and counter. So buffing this up makes this super freaking scary. But it has tunnel, so it's like, oh, you're just gonna go boom, boom, and somehow, oh, retribution. I was like, how does that kill? And then I was like, oh, never mind, that's exactly how that kills. That makes perfect sense. Irritating. Actually, super annoying, but that's fine. Yeah. You're gonna buff that guy up. You hit me again because you suck. Throwing force, invoke. Names of the Saints? That looks really good. That looks like I feel like I'm in a really good position, actually. I shouldn't say that too loudly. But like, it does feel solid right now. Especially since this is the big boy. This is the guy that we are waiting for. How long have we been going? About 3 hours. Cause yeah, that doesn't kill. Everything I needed is just that it doesn't kill. Give me back my guy. Oi! Oi! Give him back. So rude. So rude. And with 17 HP left. Ritual completed. Haste. When this wakes, it immediately attacks and then dies. Fair enough. Endless slumber. Insomnia, unwakeable, seal health. This character's soul is safe. For now. Now, one eye simply bows and the eye trembles, bathing you in its queasy atemporal regard. You say the words, for now. And to be frank, 'tis rude of you. One eye waits for you. Instinctively you sense that he has a tale to tell and involves your work with the family. Continuing. His eye seems to bear some power here. You could listen or make time squint to return to the most expedient act as soon as possible.
Huzzah and well played, Doctor. Art no babe in the woods, I trust, to have imagined a final triumph so trivial. First, knowst thou, I am not the adversary feared most by Marican.
Uh-huh.
'Tis gainst herself she pits thee, as her final gambit. In one move, the winning of my eye hid thy future from my sight, and hers. Now, wouldst thou use mine eye, see as I see? Wouldst behold how thine own world unto me be drawn?
I mean... Look.
Doctor, lo, here is Malthe remit and freed. Had he a wont to abandon his family to their fate, hell's begrudging leave hath he. 'Twould be the optimal move, yet he seemeth not so eager to play it. Yet, as he doth ponder, considerest thou this? What am I to do with this remnant of his soul impawned? While he liveth on, hell can seize it not. 'Tis now his by right, as much as is the soul of any man. Dare he depart? Ugh, this eldritch objet d'art would soon to flinders fall. Alack, of how to use such a thing Malthe knoweth nil. Unless, but soft, might I, in service unto our endgames all, make of our young squire a knight.
Was that a small flinch at the word nil in Malthe's pawn?
Hark,
A terrifying bell.
'tis time for thy
sounds.
schooling. Mark both thy teachers now.
The pawn falls to study. Perhaps these are the great and secret grimoires you were promised for your service here.
Boy, thy fleshy double hath o'er much endured. He must needs slumber soon. While dreameth he, do thou scanst this, thy thrice grandam's grimoire. La, how merrily he falls to study. What secrets may he yet unearth?
Uh-huh.
Now to Marikin. Many names doth her book contain. Ask thyself, maven, how many purloined lifetimes were for her enough?
9.
E'en now another soul doth at hell's hazard hang. By the pit's inverse assay is Rasmina next of sin.
Boo!
So, ere the
Boo!
poignard prick of soon, I shall see thee.
How dare you puns me? Well done, Maven. The devil's claim over Malthe has been broken. You've scarred away all of Marikin's sins from his soul. This is the best possible outcome of your efforts on his behalf. His gratitude to you will persist for the rest of his life. Malthe now awaits his ultimate fate in the Reckoning, which will become available when the early access period ends. Ascending decks. Now that you've completed the contract for Malthe's soul, you can ascend his deck for the Reckoning. This final chapter unlocks when each Svanguard has such a deck. Select a slot to save this deck. There we go. Chapter unlocked, Rasmina Svanguard. Look at him! A demon unlocked. Neve. What a lovely little guy. Hans. 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 So this is a reference to kneading poles, which is a form of curse totem, attested in the Icelandic sagas, which involves the placing of a horse's skull atop a stick engraved with runes, most famously attested in Egil saga. And Egil, where Egil Skallagrimsson creates one to curse Jarl Eric Bloodaxe, thereby eventually resulting in his expulsion from Norway and fleeing to England. Bravo! Bravo! Malthe is done? Or Rasmina? Well. Silva. I know it has not been a long stream, but it seems to me this is about as good of a stopping point as we're going to get for a bit. And given that I have been up since 6:30 this morning, and was up even earlier previously, I think it is a good place to call it a night. So, it has been absolutely lovely. This dude, thank you for the gifts up to Arcanist. It is so appreciated. So yeah. Yeah. I think we shall... Yup. I am so excited to keep playing this. Just to give you all a heads up as to plans next weekend, we probably will not be playing this next weekend, because it is Steam Next Fest. And given that we discovered this game at a Steam Next Fest, it seems only right and proper that we shall continue our path forward with a wheel of historical game demos, which will definitely be Saturday. And depending how many there are, it may be Sunday as well. Look, the problem... I don't know who planned this, but literally all of the cool historical indie games that I've been excited for are dropping the period from like February 10th to March 12th. There's 5 of them. It's not okay. I am made of a very little time, as it turns out. So, right? It's very funny. It's very funny. But man. So, someone in the games industry really likes someone in the ephemeral, definitely real games industry definitely says that that's how that dumping all the games on me at once is liking. I'm not hating. I'm not persuaded. This feels like an awfully cursed gift, because literally, Reloaded, this, Legend of the Round Table doesn't have a release date, but I know it's soon. Legend of Kamori is March 6th, and 1348 Ex Voto is March 12th. It's brutal. And just trying to keep up with this month is tough. Oh, did you finally get around to the Thaumaturge, Arcanist? It's such a good game. It's so good. It's just look. That's just a lot of game. And so they all look good, and I want to make sure they all do things. Right, all get their time in the sun. And so we'll have to figure out how exactly that works. But we will make it work. Somehow. That's Future Me's problem. Still though, that does it for us today. If you're over on Twitch, we're gonna take all over from like humanities to science. So Volcano Doc is streaming, who is an actual volcanologist based off the name things. So we'll raid over there. But if you're over on YouTube, thank y'all so much for watching. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed over there too. Yeah, my brain's fried. There's no pithy conclusion to this. Don't worry about it. Let's just get on out of here. Roll the credits. Thank you so much. We'll absolutely go get some rest. And yeah, I'll see y'all again real soon. Bye bye. Thank you, of course, to all of our patrons who are listed on the side of the screen over there. You can head to patreon.com/ludohistory or check out the description of the VOD in order to do that. Hello. Well, you came in just as we were ending. Trike, I'm so sorry. You came in at the literal last second, and that is somewhat unfortunate. But hello and welcome. I hope you enjoy the VODs. And we'll be live next Saturday. So, to Nullspeak before we came in, and then Arcanist, and this dude for gifting the sub to Arcanist. Thank you all so much. And yeah, hopefully everyone who tuned in, we'll see you next weekend for some Steam Next Fest demos. But, yeah. Cool. Have a good night, everyone.